welcome to another episode of Chopping Samples in Koala with me, your host Bird Boss. It's cold, it's wet, it's gray. I'm not planning on doing too much outside today, so let's lock in. I've got a couple of samples. Let's not waste any further time. And since my last video, shout out to everybody that has donated. I truly appreciate that. Shout out to those who have signed up for memberships. All right, let's get started. I have a pretty low quality sample that I ripped off YouTube, but once we make the beat and put it together, add some compressor, add a little reverb, I think it'll be fine. Wow. Okay, so I'm trying to be a little bit more organized these days. So before I copy this sample, let's go to mix. Hit main, hit bus A. From now on, every time I copy this over, it'll be on bus A. One shot, chop. In this sample, I'm listening for the kick and the snare. So the kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare. It's easy to see if you go into auto chop. Let me do lazy. I'll hit play. Kick. Usually I won't use lazy mode because I find the chops are always a little bit off. They're like early or late. They're never exactly like on beat. It depends really on your timing of how you click it in, but all right, we've got two loops. I'm going to hit add to end. It doesn't sound like much now, but let's add some drums. Chop up this drum kick, chop up this drum kit real quick. What's my quantize at? 116. Let's add swing. Okay. A little bit splashier than I normally would do. I'm not crazy about that hi-hat. I need something else for the hi-hat. Try this. I'm playing with the attack and the release of this hi-hat loop. Really, it's a shaker, but just to give it even more swing, if you were to take it off, without that attack and the release, it sounds like this, which is fine, but here it gives it a little bit of like this kind of motion to it. I love the stereoizer. A little bit hard to pronounce, but just dial it in. I'm gonna up the bass here. I kind of want to try sidechain, but let me change the kick drum Let me put this on B. Let me put that kick drum on B. Side chain on B. I used to side chain back maybe like 5-10 years ago. I used to side chain my beats like to no end. It made my beats kind of like anxious in a way because they're constantly like ducking in and out. So I really don't use side chaining too much apart from like just a master compressor. But let's try. I want to try here. Okay, so now let's put a master compressor. All right, now that I have a decent tone, and I got to take some of the highs off these hi-hats. What's funny is that in these shakers, there's like random low end here. So I'm just going to sweep that out because I don't need any of it except basically that. Now I'm going to go into the original effects and add like this second stage of compression. Maybe some crush. That's sounding good so far. Of course, you can go back in, add some texture, add drops, dialing up the snare or the kick sound or the sample, or just hearing it back and calling it a day. There really is no right or wrong way to go about it. It's really up to you and what kind of message you're trying to send out with your music. With that said, my name is Bird Boss, and this has been Chopping Samples in Koala. There's nothing left to do but hit play. Peace.
Only the witches, only the